Well, hello, my darlings, and welcome back to our channel. I am so glad you are here. Today, on day 10 of our Amourfest 2019, I'm going to show you how to create a centerpiece that will be sure in a statuesque form to tower over any event with which you choose to incorporate this piece. I sure hope you'll stay tuned. Here are the supplies that you will be needing for today's project. I will be sure to list all of the items in the description box below, as well as direct links to each for your shopping convenience. Here are the tools that you will be needing for today's craft. Today, you will need a 2-part epoxy, your soldering iron, and a level. Now, let's get crafting. The first thing we're going to do to prepare for our craft is take our level to ensure that all of our candle holders are leveled. The last thing we're going to want to do is build up this piece and realize that it is leaning either to the left or the right. Now that you have leveled all of your candlesticks, it is simply going to be a matter of taking that 2-part epoxy and joining up your candlesticks top to top and then bottom to bottom and holding it in place until that epoxy has an opportunity to set up. While we wait for our candle holders to set into place, we are going to create the holes in which we will need to hang our crystal garlands. Now, what I'm showing you here is that this bowl has a pattern that makes certain parts of the lip thicker than other parts. In an effort to circumvent or make easier hanging our crystal garlands, we are going to create our holes on the thinner part of the brim of that bowl. This, so when it is time to open our O-rings, it is going to be easier for those O-rings to slide over the lip of that bowl in the thinner parts than it would be if we had placed our holes on the thicker part. So now that our candle holders have been set into place, what we're going to start to do now is build up our centerpiece. And to do this, we're simply going to go in with a 2-part epoxy on the bottom of the candle holders that we just built up, making sure that we are placing a copious amount of that epoxy to ensure that when we turn it over on top of that bowl, we will get a nice secure seal. So when I'm finished, once I have finished placing my epoxy onto the base of that candle holder, I am simply going to turn it over onto the bowl and make sure that I am going to hold that candle holder in place so that the candle holder does not slide or move out of place. Similarly, we are going to take some additional epoxy, place it on the top of the candle holder, making sure to apply equal amounts going all the way around. And once you have placed your epoxy on the top of that candle holder, you are then going to take your second bowl and place it atop the candle holder, making sure that it is centered and making sure to hold onto it while it sets so that the bowl does not slide off. So here we have all of our crystal garlands that we have hung, and I have also placed some crystal embellishments on my shorter strands. But what I'm going to do now is show you how I made the flower ball that you see hanging on the left side back of your screen. To do this, I simply went in and I cut 3 roses on very short stems. I placed the first stem through one of the holes on the crystal garland, and then while the glue is still wet, I went ahead and I placed the other 2 roses into that space, making sure to hold it in place while that hot glue sets around all 3 of those roses. So here we have our piece thus far, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to finish this by using 2 more candle holders that I am going to place down in the middle of our top bowl using hot glue. Again, of course, if you were making this for use at one of your events, I would strongly recommend finishing this with a 2-part epoxy. And once I have placed my 2 candle holders on the top, it will then be time for you to create your floral arrangement. In the essence of time, I'm going to go ahead and use one that I used, or rather I should say created for another project, just so you can have a look at what this might look like completed. So I'm going to go ahead, clean this up of any glue fronds there are, stage it, and I'll be back to show you what our finished project looks like. Well, here you have it, my darlings, our towering lighted centerpiece. Is it not grand? I think I would have to say that my favorite part of this centerpiece would have to be the fact that it is lit from head to toe, and not by running any wires, but simply by using one of the LED push lights that you can get from the dollar store. As we have learned in previous crafts, those glass candle holders tend to carry that LED light very well, and so not for much effort, we are able to create a piece that will be sure to set the atmosphere for any romantic evening or amorous event. And so, my darlings, I would like to tell you thank you for taking the time to spend with me today for day 10 of our Amourfest 2019, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, God willing, for day 11. Until then, I say to you, please, please, please take care of yourselves for me. Know that I love you all. Bye now.
If you're impressed with what you see, feel free to like and subscribe.